This is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson. We have Eric in here with us this morning. Eric flew all the way down here with his wife from Youngstown, Ohio. And he has been having a fit with his right shoulder. Similar to Renee, he's got adhesive capsulitis in there. They've already done surgery on his right shoulder, and now he's got limited range of motion. Go ahead and show him what your range of motion is. See, he's locked up right there. It pinches right there, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. He's got internal rotation, external rotation issues. Go back like this. Externally rotate, it hurts too, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Does this make that worse? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a martial arts move there. Okay, so this is his very first visit here at Advanced Chiropractic Relief. He's had chiropractic care, he's had physical therapy, and what else? Massage therapy?
Yeah, I've had massage therapy.
Physical therapy, and so you can see his head's a little forward and transloaded off to the left. He saw me working on Renee's shoulder, she's got adhesive capsulitis too. Alright, so I've already done his history and orthopedic neurological evaluation, so I'm going to give him his first adjustment here today. Now, since yesterday was Labor Day, we weren't here, so this is our first post-Labor Day video. Hope y'all had a good Labor Day weekend. Renee and I were hot-footing it back and forth to North Houston Imaging for her shoulder the whole weekend. Tender right there too, yeah. So he's got bilateral SI joint subluxations. That's what the initial examination showed. And he has a right sacral deviation test as well. So I'm adjusting his, or left sacral deviation, I'm sorry. Sacrum, superior to inferior. Right SI joint. L5, straight P to A. Same thing on L4. Now on L3, you start seeing the angles changing. There, okay. There. So maybe what right leg was a half inch shorter, now it's even. Eric, this should feel a little easier already than that first one.
Yes.
Good. Okay, let's turn you on your back, please, sir. Now, when you're dealing with what's called adhesive capsulitis, that is fibrotic adhesions and scar tissue in and around the synovial joint that just kind of proliferates out into the surrounding soft tissue. So he's beginning to get frozen shoulder in here, and that's the same thing Renee's been dealing with. Let's put both arms out. There you go. Palms up. Is that hard to do that?
To keep it out there, I would say probably. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to adjust your shoulders, AC joints, your clavicle. Okay, you can relax your hands right there. So he's had a lot of pretty severe lower back pain and right sciatica as well. There you go, there. Should have felt that from your knee all the way up to your lower back. Mm-hmm. Okay, let this one go too. There you go, good. Okay. Let's go ahead and sit chip this that way. So I'm going to start off with your good shoulders. You got some crepitus in there with normal range of motion. Do you feel a little grinding going on in there, right there? There we go. So you didn't feel it that time, did you? Mm-hmm. Okay, now on this one, I'm going to take it slow. The key to treating adhesive capsulitis in any joint is just keep moving it through its fullest range of motion, and sometimes it's very painful. Keep breathing. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Keep breathing. Did they show you the doorway stretch, walk up the door
Yes, sir.
thing? Been doing that?
Yes, sir.
Because you got to keep this moving or it's going to get frozen shoulder on you. Swimming, I would recommend highly for this because it's resistance without compressive trauma. Well, look at the difference. I know this is painful. I'm sorry, Eric, but I got to do this if I want to get this moving in a normal joint range of motion. Pay attention, Renee.
I know he's doing better than I.
Our son came down from upstairs at our house this weekend. He thought we were having domestic violence going on. Renee was screaming so loud. Okay. There you go.
Oh.
That wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
Didn't hurt me a bit. Good, okay.
You were nice to Eric.
You notice I adjusted him.
I did.
Mm-hmm. All right, because Renee's getting hers later today.
Yes.
Let's see it, Jeff, face it in here again. Just move your right shoulder around right now, Eric, to its fullest range of motion. That's better than it was when I first saw you.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, did that hurt as badly?
Not as bad as it's been hurting before now.
Okay, let's go over here. It's really gonna get a workout this week. We're gonna be seeing Eric 3 times a day here for the next couple days since we weren't here yesterday. The building was shut down, no air conditioning, no electricity. Slide down this way a little bit. Still hot in here this morning. What do you think of this Texas weather?
I do not like it.
Pretty hot, huh? Just let these relax. There. Okay, Eric, just want to keep your teeth together on this one. Don't bite your tongue. There you go. Now you should have felt that all the way down your spine. Very good. He didn't scream on that first one either. Good job.
Right.
Now see, I think as well as with Eric, I think he's got some cervical brachial issues going on because he's had pain further down in his arm and his forearm and his middle fingers, which is C7. So I'm getting way down low in the cervical spine and adjusting that C6, C7. Now, I brought his MRIs and medical records too, which I've already gone through this morning. If you're coming in from out of state or out of the country, make sure you bring your diagnostic test with you, your medical records, especially if you've had surgery. Yep, sideways, there you go. Now let's stand up here in front of the mirror again. Okay, let's have you flex your head forward and backwards again. Very nice. That's much better already. See, standing up straighter. Hold these up and back. Now, I know this is your shoulder here. There you go. So we're going to bring this head straight back. Okay. Let's try that same movement again and see if this feels any smoother to you this time. Okay, let's come over here in the doorway. This one you're probably not going to like too much. I'm going to have you facing out that way first. Try to climb up the door frame as high as you can with both sides. Wow, we're going to move that shoulder now. Okay, kind of lean into that. Now, I'm going to be bouncing his teres major and minor muscles as well as his latissimus dorsi. This is a muscle spindle technique that bounces the muscle spindle, tricking it into relaxing. Pretty painful though, huh? Still ain't hurt me a bit. Okay, Now, turn around in the doorway the other way. Face me, please. You okay? You're doing good so far. Go ahead and climb up the same way. But you want to kind of lean into me now. Okay, you're tilting your head a little too much. There you go. Alright, you're really going to love this one. I'm adjusting his acromioclavicular joint now, and also his pec major and minor on both shoulders. I know this is really painful. Okay, good. Now let's come over here in front of the mirror one more time. And I'd like for you to move your right shoulder through its fullest range of motion right now. Try to go up a little higher. Yeah, I knew you did. Keep going higher. There you go. Better, better. Is that as painful right now going through those ranges of motion as it was?
No, not as bad as it was before.
But
I
still
couldn't get it up as at an angle as it is now, but
yes,
it still hurts.
Yeah, yes. When you have adhesive capsulitis, the scar tissue is more sensitive than normal uninjured tissue. It is also less elastic, meaning it doesn't move as freely. That's why it has such a restriction on his range of motion. And it's permanently weaker than normal uninjured tissue as well. So when he had the surgery in here, they didn't even find any rotator cuff stuff going on, did they? No. So they kind of clipped off the end of your chromium process, or your clavicle here, and made a little room for your AC joint. You had a little spur in there, but you told me that you had more pain even since the surgery than you had before the surgery. So that's why I told Renee, I said, we'll go get the MRIs and stuff then. I said, but if it's surgical, I'm still going to treat you for 6 months, because once you get the surgery, you can't undo that. Yeah. So, you know, you can always have surgery in 6 more months if you need to, but you can't undo it. Okay, so would you mind sharing with our YouTube audience about your very first experience here at Advanced Chiropractic Relief?
It was fantastic.
So you've been watching this on YouTube for a couple of years, right?
Yes, sir.
And you saw me working on Renee's shoulder.
Yes, sir.
You see that? She's a kind of a drama queen.
It hurts, huh?
It does hurt, and I understand that. I've had torn ligaments myself, but I never had surgery on any of mine, even though they told me I had to. Okay, so this is the first of 6 treatments for Eric. We're going to see him back later today, and then again later on today. This is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson, coming to you from Advanced Chiropractic Relief in Houston, Texas. We'll see y'all soon. This is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson. We have Eric down here with us for his 6th and final adjustment this afternoon. Eric came all the way down here from Youngstown, Ohio. And he has a very specific condition in his right shoulder called adhesive capsulitis. And that's where scar tissue proliferates out into the surrounding soft tissues around the glenohumeral joint, the AC joint. And he came in here with super limited range of motion. If you do that, watch the video of Renee and his shoulders where I treat 2 patients with adhesive capsulitis in the same day. You'll see Eric's first visit and see his range of motion then. And let's just show him before we start this afternoon, Eric, how you move your right shoulder in your range of motion now compared to Monday, or Tuesday, I should say. So I asked Eric earlier on today if somebody was to come up to him and ask him how much he had improved in this 6 or 5 visits as of this morning. And tell him what you told me, Eric, and then tell him what I wrote down about you.
Yeah, I said about 100% better. But you
and I said 80%.
Right.
So, but he's feeling so much better that it felt like 100% to him. And if you look at his initial range of motion on his first video, limited range of motion, go ahead and show him what your range of motion is. See, he's locked up right there. It pinches right there, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's got internal rotation, external rotation issues. Go back like this. Externally rotate, it hurts too, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Does this make that worse? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a martial arts move. You'll see that it looks 100% better in his range of motion too. But go ahead and show him one more time, because I'm going to show him after your treatment too. I mean, you weren't able to do that at all when you first came in here. Look at that. He's almost up vertical there.
Couldn't reach past here, but now I can reach over there.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's show them how we did that then, Eric. Yes, sir. I keep flipping for my pocket here to get my pen. I'm wearing my Palmer shirt today, so I have to put it in my pants. I'm wearing shorts today because it's really hot here in Houston. And yesterday our air conditioning in the building was down too, so I was in here like sweating all day, treating patients. You're a lot better on your biomechanics. Look in the mirror, you're right down the middle in your pelvis. Shoulders are squared off, good. You're standing up straighter too. Have you noticed a difference in his posture? Good. Okay, let's lay you down here and do the manual spinal marrow decompression adjustment first. Lovingly called the ring dinger by myself. That's what I nicknamed it several years ago. RD for short. It helped me abbreviate my chart notes a little easier and made it easier for me to put down what I did on a patient. I just put RD, ring dinger. I knew exactly what I did. You know, a lot of people really don't realize that this ring dinger is an actual adjustment of the spine, just like that. I had to do a double dinger on Eric this morning. I probably could have done one then too, but I was taking it easy on him before he flies out today. Okay, let me have your neck. Tilt left with your right ear. There you go. Tilt right with your left big toe. There you go. Much better on that one this afternoon. You're getting the hang of this relaxing stuff. We should hang out for another week. We can probably get you 100% for real.
Right, watch too many videos.
Well, you'll be able to watch your own videos now, and that actually will help you feel better. That's why a lot of people like to do their videos, is because they can go home, California or New York or Ohio, wherever you're from, and watch your own videos, and still get some relief from the autonomic and brain nervous system memory, because when you see yourself getting adjusted and you hear yourself getting adjusted, that's why the crack addicts love it. It's because it's ASMR, so autonomic sensory component that happens within the brain. Some people like running water. Some people like Rice Krispies. I'm just pouring on the milk. And some people like the cracks. So this one's for you, crack addicts. And they hate me talking when I'm adjusting too, so you know what, though, it's my office. I'm gonna talk when I want. But you'll be able to watch your own Rice Krispies now, Eric, and feel better just watching.
Sure.
And then it'll remind you to move your shoulder to a full range of motion too.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. Now slide down about half an inch right there. Perfect. Now see, he wasn't even able to get his right arm out here if you watch his video from the first visit, which was yesterday. Okay, there we go. Probably help if I cock the button one. There you go. So I'm adjusting his AC joints on both sides, his sternoclavicular joints bilaterally, and his anterior costosternal joints bilaterally as well. There you go. And yes, I do adjust men's costosternal joints, not just women's. Well, I've seen that comment on there before. I think I'm adjusting your boobs all the time. Yeah, boy. So we're just taking his right shoulder glenohumeral joint through a slow but as much of a full range of motion as I can get. You see we're almost at 180 degrees here. And then I'm rotating it simultaneously and pulling his bicipital tendon back in the groove. Now that was the easiest one of all right there. And I just feel that little point where it bites you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're much quieter than Renee. If people didn't know better, they'd think I was abusing my wife.
Right.
I'm probably gonna fly her out to Albuquerque and see Dr. Bo with his hammers and chisels to work on her shoulder. She thinks I'm rough. So, Bo, I hope you're having a great honeymoon now, you and Lais. They just got married.
Yeah, I saw that.
So.
Congratulations.
Yep, okay. Whew. Okay, let's shoot you one more time before you leave Houston. Okay, let's pull these guys here. Yep, see, that's not pulling as bad either, flaring your hands out, is it? Come straight back, and I'm going to tilt right just a little bit. Put you in an exact mirror image. Adjust your atlas on the x-axis. There you go. Yeah, flex your head forward and backwards again. And all you idiots who don't think that gun does anything, if you haven't been a patient here, don't even open your mouth or touch your keyboard, because it does work. Doesn't it, Eric?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So go ahead and show them your range of motion now, after your 6th and final treatment here. Looking pretty good to me. Now, I've instructed Eric that he should get into a swimming aquatic rehab program, so he's getting full range of motion in both his shoulders with water resistance without getting compressive trauma or repetitive trauma into his shoulder. Breaststroke, swimming, and just regular crawl stroke, swimming, to get those arms moving through with resistance, because the water gives you some resistance without attacking or compressing those joints. But what would be the final words you would have to tell people that are coming here from out of state and out of the country? Has this been worth your time, effort, and money to come here?
100%. Be careful of the double ring dinger.
But it worked.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No complaints, though.
Well, this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson, coming to you from Best Chiropractic Relief in Houston, Texas, with Eric from Ohio. And we'll see y'all next time.